This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so a lot of allegations are going out towards Fat Joe. Okay, Star said on his show, he said, this is not confirmed. Someone sent me this, and it looks like paperwork, alleged paperwork on Fat Joe. Now, think about this. Fat Joe had beef with 50 Cent. He had beef with tons of people on Terror Squad, like with Cuban Link and everybody. Don't you think this would have came out already if this existed? You know, like, and then when you look at it, okay, so they didn't post the whole thing. And I'll go with the inconsistencies for right now. You can't, without seeing the whole thing and like checking it, you can't. I'm not gonna put that on Fat Joe, right? Because you just can't do that. Now, is he annoying with his stories sometimes where he's always 100 deep? Sure. Does he annoy me sometimes? Sure. Is he a good rapper? Yes. Okay. Do I agree with everything he does? No. Okay. But I'm not going to put that on him right away. You can't. It's exciting. Everyone's jumping on it right now. But you can't jump on something like that right away without vetting it, you know? And then everyone's bringing up that he interviewed Tekashi, and then later when Tekashi got, turned rat, Fat Joe talks to Tekashi, the worst thing you can do in history and mankind is be a rat. Cuban Link was very excited and posted the paperwork, and then he, thanked Star for putting it out, and that the truth will be revealed. I'm just gonna sit back, but wouldn't Cuban Link know this? Like, did Cuban Link shout this out before? And Cuban Link has sometimes his gripes against Fat Joe are valid, like the whole time when they attacked him in Jimmy's Cafe, right? The time when Fat Joe didn't even show up to Big Pun's reveal, in Fordham Plaza to commend him, to salute Big Pun and have a memorial for him right in the Bronx, because Big Pun is a Bronx staple, just like Fat Joe is, right? And we wouldn't have Big Pun if it wasn't for Fat Joe, right? But in this, I'll read it, and this paperwork could be totally made up, okay? And it probably is. I'm going to just say that because don't you think 50 Cent would have 50 Cent went toe-to-toe with Fat Joe, and 50 Cent had a lot of money at that time, a lot of resources, and we've seen fake paperwork before coming from Irv Gotti and Ja Rule saying there was a protective order against 50 Cent. And when you look at the precinct number, that precinct doesn't even exist. It didn't even exist on the paperwork. And Star was involved in that. Now, Star is one of my favorite people, okay? We've talked before. We've met up. We had a coffee once. We've talked on the phone a few times, 5 times in life. And he's always very nice, very respectful, and I like Star. And Star was very careful in this and said, I don't know if this is right, but is Fat Joe? Star's hilarious, bro. I love Star, okay? But he was involved in the other paperwork thing with Irv Gotti and Ja Rule with a protective order on 50 Cent that turned out to be false. And it's not his fault. It's Irv Gotti bringing up paperwork. And, of course, Star is going to, go with it. He's on the radio. You need content every day. This was when he was on Hot 97, making millions of dollars, okay? Content's got to keep coming, baby. And, it's really on Irv Gotti and Ja Rule for typing up fake paperwork and putting it out there without checking a right precinct number. And the reason why people wouldn't put a right precinct number, because that might be a crime if Irv Gotti faked a precinct number. Now, on this paperwork with Fat Joe, I looked up the detective's name that they put, and that is a real detective. You can just go over to Capstat. Okay, I did a little. You do your little Googles, right? You do your Googles, and you can come up with a retired detective that's on the paperwork, Jose Marrero, right? And you can look at salaries. All this is public information, right? He's inactive. He started in 1995. I don't even think he's alive anymore, to be honest with you, okay? I think that he passed. I saw something saying he had a memorial, okay? But I'm not sure. So it has his shield number on there. Last known command, Narcotics Bureau, Bronx. Okay. This was now. He became detective 3rd grade, I think in 2000. You can see all this right here on this capstat. This is public information because they're paid with tax dollars. Okay. Now, I'm sure there's a deeper dive on this, and I'm not going into a super deep dive on this because it's not that serious. But if I read this paperwork, let me try to bring it up over here. Okay, here it is. It says a different badge number, if I'm correct. Okay, now the whole document's not posted, so I don't know if that's the badge number, but it's next to Officer Marrero, Detective Joseph R. Marrero. It might be the wrong guy. There's a lot of Marreros, but there's inconsistencies right away. It was a little hard to look this guy up, okay? And then the way the details were, it's like Trinity Ave, Mr. Cartega stated he sold substances on Union Avenue, and now he got his nickname, this, Joey Crack. Just sounds... He states that someone took out a guy named Truth in a crew called 25 to Life. I don't know, man. Wouldn't it be a signed statement? Signature. I don't know if that's a signature. I have no idea if this is real. There's no dates on this. It says active. I have. And then it says Bronx Borough Robbery Squad. Why would it be in robbery squad? It's too inconsistent for me at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a little too soon to throw somebody away. So I will say, for now, Fat Joe. There's, unless somebody comes up with a better explanation. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's all alleged. And it could be fake. It could be super fake. It probably is, because 50 Cent would have uncovered this. Come on. This is too juicy. If this was real, Fat Joe would have been out of here in 2007. It wouldn't have gone any further. What was that, 2005? 05, 06, somewhere around that time? It would have been out of here, my G. Little Baby, giving back to the kids. I love to see stuff like this. Little Baby is consistently giving back to his neighborhood with bikes and everything. He has big plans to build like community centers and all that. Hopefully he'll teach kids financial literacy, because I don't care what school you go to. I don't care if you go to private school, prep school. They don't teach you financial literacy. They just teach you math. And that's what kids need to be learning. Let's see, Lil Durk's getting that cash on the road, but he has a case coming up. Don't forget. Don't be surprised. I mean, he has a pretty serious case with that whole varsity thing that happened a few years ago. They keep postponing that. Oh, this is funny. Schoolboy Q roasts a fan for getting a tattoo of him. He says, Schoolboy Q, I got your face tatted on me. I want you to see it. Schoolboy Q says, you got me tatted before your wife? You gotta relax, my bro. All love. Yeah. So Ron Jeremy, if you don't know him, he's an old school explicit star. I guess he was big in the 70s, right? And then after that, he got so big doing that. And he would always be on, like, VH1 and stuff like that, like reality shows. Well, he's been indicted on more than 30 counts of taking advantage of women, stemming from allegations by 20 women that spanned the last quarter century. It's getting spooky over there. Star says he's been removed. Okay, so he was going to go on Drink Champs at one point. And he updates us and he says, I've been canceled by Nori, just blocked me in Drink Champs. Told me to screw off. He was reporting on Nori was violating Woo affiliates by calling them flunkies. They called him out. Then he says, oh, don't let these blogs twist my words. EFN was only one to man up and apologize, and I respect that. Come on, you got to blame it on the juice. It's called Drink Champs. You were saying things you didn't even mean at one point. Gets a little saucy up there, okay? This is why. So I watched Star's thing. Somebody sent me the timestamps. Somebody came on Star's show. Well, a caller called up and said, "Hey, Nori, don't we didn't forget about you taking the stand." Nori never took the stand. Okay, that the person who called in was wrong. Capone took the stand, and that's been known in Queensbridge forever. When I first started my career doing music videos with Infamous Mob, Core Mega, Mob Deep, right? That was a rumor that was always going around. They used to joke around that Capone got a Fed button in his car, because Prodigy, and then it really came out when Prodigy wrote about it in his book. Prodigy wrote about it in his book. And if you don't remember, I think even like Forbes DVD did an interview about it with Capone. That was a big thing. Nori was mentioned in that book, but not for anything crazy. It was about him with a weapon. That's it. Capone took the stand against Haddock's brother. That's not here anymore. That's what happened. But that caller, and you can't fact check everything, and I'm sure it slipped Star's mind to call out the truth on that, because come on, you're doing a show, you're an hour in, you're just trying to keep the show going for another 30 minutes and then log off. He has fun doing it, but you can't be super sharp the whole show. I can't either. Nobody can. Sometimes you go, oh, I forgot that piece of information in there. When you're cranking out content the way we are, it's hard to be super sharp every video. And you can, but the great thing is you can do another video the next day and fix it. So anyways, it's not his fault, it's the caller's fault. And but Nori, I guess somebody said that to him, and it was right along the Fat Joe thing. And maybe they thought Star was just going off on everybody. But anyways, what do you guys think? I think the paperwork is fake. I'm going to be honest with you. But it's all good. Cuban Link, I don't blame him for jumping on it because he hates Fat Joe for a reason. Okay. I will check you guys in the next one. This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Peace.